Hot topics, knowledge being spread. It's like warm butter across the bread. Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig the dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Doni Jones, she the one you wanna see. Doni Jones live, this is where you wanna be. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live.
Hey, welcome to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady, and welcome to our show. We are so excited today. A lot of times it's just me and Marty, and you guys will get a chance to see Marty, but then other times we get a chance to introduce you to somebody in the community that is doing great things. And right now I am so passionate about making sure we promote people in our community that are kind of thinking outside the box, living outside the box, and opening up opportunities specifically for women and young girls. And the lady that we have on the show today, I don't just call her a peer as in the professional arena, I call her a friend also. And she's a friend of mine that's in the green industry, which is kind of an unusual industry for us brown women, but I wanted you guys to get to know her because she's a certified arborist, she's a speaker, she's an entrepreneur, and she also helps take care of the trees here in Atlanta in different areas. So I wanted you guys to get a chance to meet the woman that I admire so much, Miss India Woodson.
Hello, hello. I'm India. Thank you, Doni. I appreciate it so much. I'm so happy to be here right now. This has been a lifelong dream to be able to share my passion with other people here in the Atlanta area. I've been here for 15, 20 plus years now. And I've been a certified arborist for over 25 years. And I am now just enjoying being able to share this information and to be able to bring more brown-skinned people into this industry. Yes. And that's one of the things that I love about Doni. So,
well, that's what I love about here. So here's to green industry and black girl magic.
Black girl magic, girl. I love it. I know.
Well, to get things started, for people that don't know you and know your story, how did you get into the green industry? And guys, when we talk about the green industry, we're talking about anything dealing with tree care, plant health care, even landscaping in certain arenas. But for me and India, we actually kind of focus more on trees and plant health care. But I wanted her to share this story because I think for some people, they don't understand how God can open doors, even though you might think something isn't necessarily your path. He knows where you're going and where he's trying to lead you. So tell us a little bit about how you got in the green industry, or a little about your story.
Okay, so let me just say this. I planted my first tree when I was in the 3rd grade at my elementary school across the street from the house that my family still lives in right now. And I didn't understand it then. I didn't understand why it felt so good to me to plant that tree. There is still today about 15 45 to 50 inch white oaks and red oaks that are in that park across the street from my home. But I planted my first tree there. It was not until I got my first pair of glasses that I realized that those individual, the green stuff at the top were leaves.
No way.
I promise you. I didn't realize they were individual leaves. I thought they were green masses on top of this brown stuff. But when I realized how nice it was, it really made me feel good. Fast forward, joined the Navy. I was a corpsman in the Navy. Then I became a LPN for a little while. And realized that sick people complain. Trees don't. Okay. When the trees are done, they're done.
Exactly.
Okay. So I took an interest test. Actually, I'd become an LPN. Took an interest test at University of South Carolina in an English class, and it said the interest test said try military. I said, okay, been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Thank you.
Don't want to. I got the T-shirt, gave it back. Or try agriculture.
Okay.
I didn't even know what agriculture was.
Wow.
I dropped out that next semester. And then went into a technical college and got a degree in horticulture.
Wow.
That's how I started.
Okay.
This has been the most intriguing thing for me. First woman of color to graduate from the college.
And which college was that?
It was
again?
Technical College of the Low Country then.
Okay.
Okay, and then, so first female to graduate, first person of color to graduate. And then
So you're a pioneer. I love it.
From a family of pioneers.
There you go.
From a family of pioneers. But
Yeah.
that's how I started and realized how much I loved it. I left Beaufort, South Carolina, and started working in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And then ended up coming back to the same area and became the first park superintendent for the city of Beaufort.
Wow. Wow.
And their first arborist. Certified arborist.
Yes.
And did their first.
And that's important, guys.
Yes.
I want to pause right there.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people out there in the streets right now that are calling themselves arborists.
Yeah.
And that's great because we do need more people in the industry. But a certified arborist has actually got certification from the International Society of Arboriculture to state that they know what they're talking about.
Yes, yes.
That's who she is.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
When I became a certified arborist, I was able to help provide training for the first responders during hurricane season.
Yeah.
So I would stay behind during hurricanes or after hurricanes to help the firefighters and everyone else open the roads back up so that they can get the city back up and
That's
running.
right. That's
And
right.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And when I left there, I left Beaufort and came to Atlanta. And
Now, what brought you to Atlanta?
I came to Atlanta because I had the smartest young lady, my daughter, Eva Dolores Barkley at the time, who I knew was a genius.
Yeah.
And she needed to go to college, and her mama couldn't pay for it by herself. So she needed to go where they had scholarships.
Yeah.
And of course, she got it.
I love it.
I know. So
of course, if mama, come on.
That brought me to Georgia, and I got into the environmental side of tree business, horticulture, being outside. So I got into construction. I got into environmental and erosion and sediment control.
Yeah.
And that's where my certifications came then.
Gotcha.
And that really helped open my world up to so many other things like urban forestry.
Yes.
And becoming the president of the Georgia Urban Forest Council at one point.
Yeah.
I
remember that.
Yes.
I think we met at a meeting.
I think we met at a meeting.
Yeah,
it was so long ago.
Yeah, and we were I think we were the only two. Yes.
People of color,
Yes,
females
yes.
especially.
Exactly, because the tree care industry is a very white male-dominated industry.
yes,
It really is. But the thing is, we're beginning to change that.
We are.
And we want other people to know about this industry because there's a lot of opportunity there that we don't know about. And the industry is changing also.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you've got African-American and Latino homeowners that want to be respected and cared for. You've got us walking into areas of government and leadership. And sometimes in the green industry, we don't necessarily, some of us in the green industry, approach other people with this kind of looking down your nose.
Yes.
And one of the things that I love about being in this industry is I get to open the door to the green industry and lift my head up and help somebody else lift their head up if they have a question without talking down to them.
Exactly.
So, you know,
exactly.
What's one of the things about the green industry, about being an arborist that excites you?
Teaching children.
Yeah.
Sharing my knowledge with children, helping them to understand that this is something that they need to care for.
Yeah.
I started planting trees for my daughter, and then I realized that was going to be for my granddaughter, which I have a granddaughter now.
Yeah.
And now it's for my great-great-grandchildren. Having fresh air, letting them understand how we need to care for our environment.
Yeah.
When our ancestors were in the fields doing what they do, they cared for everything.
And it's our industry.
That's
Somehow
it.
it got taken. When it became monetized the way, you know.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand. We were farmers.
Yes.
We worked the land.
Yes.
You know, and I can understand at some points we wanted to get away from that. But we built this country.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
and almost everything green you see was
what we did.
Yeah.
Fruits, preserving fruits, vegetables, putting things out like that. Everything was what we did.
Yeah.
And one of the things for me is trying to reconnect our children back to that community.
Yes.
Saying, don't be afraid to get your hair wet anymore.
Yes. Don't be afraid to get dirty.
Don't be afraid. Look,
let's start.
Hold on. I work with these.
You work.
I work with these, okay?
Yes, exactly.
And don't be afraid to be wet. Don't be afraid to get dirty.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to be out there.
Yeah.
Just understanding when you take that fresh air in, that good prana, which is air, when you bring that.
Okay, you get ready.
When you pull that prana in, baby,
come on.
It is the best thing.
And explain prana, because I'm over here excited. I do a lot of Eastern stuff, you know.
Prana, just the life force of air.
Yes.
Prana. And when you are in nature and you enjoy, you go.
And what's that movie, Waiting to Exhale?
Waiting to Exhale.
Yeah.
That prana is everything.
It is, breath is everything. And and one of the things about our industry is that we get to connect people with that.
Yes.
And we get to teach them the importance of that. But I want to go back to something you said.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to get your hair wet.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to get dirty. I really think all this superficial stuff, which there's nothing wrong with hooking it up and doing your thing or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think a lot of what we do to cover the outside stops us from getting to what we really need to do to take care of the inside.
Exactly.
One of my favorite things to do is to go outside and just be in the trees.
Yes.
To walk outside barefoot and be in dirt. It is like, literally, I have an area right out back of my house. We're shooting in my home studio right now. But there's an area in my backyard. I just go out in the morning and just sit.
Yeah.
You know? Have my little cup of coffee. It's
grounding. And they call it grounding
yeah.
when you put your feet into the grass next to the earth.
Yes.
And you just wiggle your toes. And you can feel Mother Earth helping you get through everything. Everything.
That's right.
Mother Earth is just there saying, baby, it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right.
It's going to be all right.
Absolutely.
But that's all that is.
Yeah.
You know, I love being able to share that with kids so that they won't be afraid.
That's right.
You know, working outside. When I was working in Memphis, when I was taking care of my mom's estate, I worked at the Memphis Botanic Garden.
I want to, because this is a great story.
Okay.
I want to hold off.
Okay.
Right now, we're talking to India Woodson. She's a certified arborist. She is a pioneer in this industry. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get into that story, but we're also going to get into, you know, how this industry changed your life and helped you get through some challenges. For people that want to get in contact with you for your environmental services, can you tell them a little backstory, about, not necessarily the backstory, but how to get in contact with you? And then
you can contact me through the ISA website, ISA-Arbor. My company's name is Woodson Environmental Consulting, and you can reach me that way.
That's right.
At anytime you want. I have questions about helping for classes, educational opportunities, or individual homeowners.
I love it. I love it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with India Woodson.
Hey, got a comment about the show? Give us a call at 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-3664.
Hey, write this number down. 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-VAST. Have you ever thought about having a produced commercial for your next event? Your church anniversary, birthday, family reunion, or if you just need some production work done? VAST Productions can help. We're an audio video production house specializing in making your audio and video dreams come to life. Thinking about a family documentary or a church history story? Call us at 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-8278. VAST Productions has over 20 years of production experience, and we're ready to work for you. To get started, just call 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-8278.
Hey, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my opportunity to share with you my trials and tribulations of growing a tree service or growing a small business and making it successful by overcoming adversity, and also giving you some tidbits on what you can do on a day-to-day basis to achieve your dreams and be the best that you can be. And you can find us on Amazon. You can go to Doni Jones Live. Anywhere that books are sold, you should be able to find us.
Hey, this is Marty McFly, and real quick, I want to invite you to join me in ministry. Yeah, seriously, I want you to join me in ministry. It's called Turning Point. Log on to YouTube and type in Turning Point. You should see a picture of me pop up there, you know, me in my little robe doing my thing. But anyway, type in Turning Point, push play, check it out, and if you like it, subscribe. All right? And I hope it'll be a blessing to your life, too.
Hi, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, certified arborist and owner of Don's Tree Service. As a wife, mom, and entrepreneur, it's important to me to set a good example for my girls, Kylie and Megan. That's why our team members are all licensed and insured, professional, honest, and reputable. We provide professional tree care with customer satisfaction in mind.
When the weather starts to change, the branches start to fall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
Calling all Greeks, Masons, Eastern Stars. If you're looking for the most stylish paraphernalia, you need to make your way to Nubian Books. From t-shirts to sweaters, jackets to hats, and everything in between. Nubian Books also has a vast collection of urban comics, cards, calendars, and books from great African-American authors. Nubian Books also handles special orders. If they don't already have it, they'll get it. Nubian Books, 1540 South Lake Parkway in Morrow, 678-422-6120. Now, back to more Doni Jones Live with Doni and Marty McFly.
Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live. Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live. Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live. Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back. I am Doni the Tree Lady, and we are talking to the beautiful tree chick, India Woodson. So yeah, you can do a little social media there. But anyway, you were talking about how when you were in Beaufort, I believe it was.
Yes.
That you had a situation, and we're going to talk about some trees, but I just think her story is so fascinating.
Thank you.
It's just amazing. Because people see you right now, and they're like, oh, she's beautiful, she's got a good career, you know, she's overcome adversity, but they don't know really how tough you had it at one point.
I was living in a trailer in Beaufort, South Carolina. I had a little red car that the engine blew. And this was my last semester of college.
Wow.
And so I'm thinking, ask.
Yeah.
Ask for help.
Ask and it shall be given.
And it shall be given.
Yeah.
I put an ad in the paper, the Beaufort Gazette.
Wow.
Omar Ford, who is a journalist, and he's actually here now.
Oh, wow.
We are still in touch with each other. Omar Ford helped with this article, and they put an article, did an article on me. I had so many responses, people reaching out to help me to finish my last semester of college. I needed a car. I needed baby clothes because my daughter was only 2.5, 3 years old at the time. I was trying to finish my degree, and people reached out.
People were kind.
People were very kind.
Yeah.
I was riding a bike over a bridge to do my work study.
Wow.
I mean, it's amazing that I'm like, I can't believe I made it through all of that.
Yes.
But I did, and it's because of the kind hearts of people who understood that I had a vision of just being a better person, a better mother.
But here's the key, you were trying to be a better person.
Yes.
A lot of times when we are in our journey and we're not trying yet, we think that, you know, nobody will be there to help. But I am telling you, people have helped me in my business.
Yeah.
People have helped me in my life.
Yeah.
And it was because they saw me doing something.
Yes.
So it's almost like that theory, you take the first step and God will meet you.
Yes.
You know, and I truly believe that. So if you are struggling in a situation, reach out and ask for help, but make sure you are handling your business and trying to do something.
Exactly.
You know, because sometimes we're struggling to handle our business.
Yeah.
But if we just start trying, man, the world can open up for us.
It just opens up for you.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. So going back to trees, because she is the tree chick. I'm the tree lady.
Yep.
She's the tree chick.
Yep.
What are some things you want people to know about their trees?
Just own your own urban environment.
Okay.
So if you're a homeowner and you own trees on your property, you have trees on your property, you have your own urban forest.
Yeah.
And you're responsible for your maintenance of your urban forest.
That's right.
I suggest that every homeowner have their trees assessed at least once every 5 years. by coming to a very knowledgeable tree company and have them assess the trees and have a management plan worked out for them. A 5-year plan, that's not much. It helps you on your insurance because now your trees have been looked at. You now have a plan of action for tree removal and maintenance and a tree planting plan.
Yes.
A 5-year plan is easy, especially for new homeowners.
That's right.
It gives you an opportunity to improve your property and your property value.
I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
Well, what are some common misconceptions about tree care that you see?
That anybody can do it.
Ain't that true?
You know, I'm just gonna say just because Joe and Bob and Jane have a chainsaw and they have matching white T-shirts on in the pickup truck with the handwritten note on the side doesn't mean that they know what they're doing, nor are they covered with insurance.
That's right.
You have to make sure that you're protecting your investment,
That's right.
which is your property.
That's right.
If they don't have insurance, you know what? Don't let them come near your property. Please.
That's right. That's
Please don't
absolutely
let them come near your property.
I know. Believe me, because we get the calls that we have to go behind people that hired people that were not licensed and insured.
Exactly.
And did not, have the proper equipment. And honestly, people are sometimes surprised that it's really not that much more expensive to go with somebody professional.
I know.
And in the long run, it's actually less expensive.
Yes.
Today we're actually doing a job. But for those of you that don't know, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, which we've just talked about that. But I own a tree care company here in the Atlanta, Georgia area, Don's Tree Service. So if you need tree work, www.donstree.com or 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-8733. But going back to that, a lot of times, if you got to go back, or a tree service has to go, a professional tree care company has to go back behind work that was unprofessional, you wind up spending more money. So it's best to just go with a professional company in the first place.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
And you also have to look at the fact that most municipalities now require permits for tree removal.
Yeah.
And a lot of the professional tree companies will assist you with your tree permits for the tree removal.
That's right.
So that you will not be fined for illegal tree removal.
Right.
I am a municipal arborist.
That's right.
And right now I have a court case that's coming up that's for illegal tree removal.
So what can happen when people, and I think people need to hear this, what happens if people in your municipality or any municipality that you can feel comfortable talking about, what will happen if they do remove a tree and you find out about it and they weren't supposed to?
Well, right now we have, I'm just going to say in my municipality, $1,000 per tree for removal, illegal removal. Then you have the recompense for the tree that you've taken out, which means recompense is you have to now put some more trees back in the place of the tree that you removed. Or you pay into the tree bank. And you want your property to benefit from these trees.
That's right.
Not that you don't want your city to benefit from the trees, but if you're going to do the tree removal, do it legally. And that way all of your property can be beautiful.
Yes.
Just do all the money on your property and not in the city, on the city right of ways or the city parks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, one of the things that I run into as an arborist, and I want to know if you run into this also, is, we're getting ready to go into spring, not to date my show, but we're getting ready to go into that. We're in the winter now, but people are starting to talk about the best times to prune. What advice do you give?
If you have a broken tree, the best time to prune is whenever it's broken.
Thank you. I knew she was supposed to.
But that's the thing.
True.
It is the best time to prune is when it's broken. If you see anything that's wrong, call the professional tree service. If you want to plant, you're just at the edge of planting right now, or wait until the winter coming up. So you've got to be in the cold weather to plant. Be careful about trees from big box stores.
Yes.
And
She's preaching right now, y'all.
Be careful.
Because I can't tell you how many people call me on June 3rd talking about, I want to plant this tree right now. And I'm like, this is
not a good time.
Yeah.
You do not plant when there are leaves on the trees. You plant when there are no leaves, when it's dormant. When the leaves are gone, that's when it goes in the ground. And that's it. I think the biggest thing, ask. There's so many of us out here that are willing to to help you.
And we love talking about trees. That's the other thing, you know. It's like I welcome people to call me if they have a question about the trees. Now, how do you feel about people putting mulch around their trees?
Oh, man, and mulch it's one of those. I believe in mulching. Okay. Mulching is needed to keep the moisture around a newly planted tree and everything like that. Most people don't know how to mulch. They do the mulch volcanoes. Which makes the tree, it harms the tree. It harbors insects and rodents and things like that. Yeah. So my thing is, if you don't know what a mulch volcano is, it's like when you see a pile of mulch just kind of stuffed around a tree, sometimes 8, 10, 12 inches deep. Yeah. You know, and you're not supposed to do that. At most, what would you say the deepest the mulch should be? 3 inches.
Spread evenly. 3
inches.
Yeah.
3 inches, definitely, but not even around the base of the tree.
Yes, exactly.
And you need to be able to see the entire flare of the tree. So the tree comes down and it goes out a little bit like this. So you need to see all of the bottom of that tree. Yes. So bring the mulch out from that, and then 3 inches of mulch beyond that, up to 4 or 5 feet. It depends on how big the tree is. Yeah. And then just keep it once a year. 4
or 5 feet out or
4 or 5 feet around. Yeah. It helps to maintain the moisture.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, because I remember sitting in a conference, and this is going back to, I'm sitting there, I'm the only African American in the conference, and I hear them say something that I totally don't agree with. Mm-hmm. And they're like, you know, when you mulch your trees, you can mulch it up to 6 inches. And I'm like, that's just not true. I was like, if you think about 6 inches of mulch,
that's a lot.
That's a lot, you know? And then just put around the base of the tree, and I'm like, literally, I'm sitting in this conference, like, this isn't true. This just is not true.
One of the things that I can say,
they didn't look like us.
One of the things I can say, Don, is this.
He was a good old boy that grew up in the tree care industry.
All right. Did they have a hat on?
I think he had a hat on.
See, we are wrong for this, because
I'm just saying.
We're just saying, though. But it is very hard when we have practical experience. Yeah. When there are a lot of people who have academia under their belt and no practical experience.
Well, it's like,
there's nothing wrong with academia.
There's nothing wrong with, well, it's the same thing. I work a lot in the city of Atlanta with builders, and they'll call me out to, look at a massive oak tree. And they're like, well, the last guy that came out said we can just cut these roots right here. And I'm like, that's half the roots of the tree. Well, I mean, if you could just sign off on this. I was like, no, I can't sign off on that. You cannot cut that many roots and still have a viable, healthy tree. Well, he's my tree guy, and he's been my tree guy for you. I was like, well, I tell you what, you have him sign off on this, because I'm not going to sign off on this.
Exactly.
They're like, well, I was like, is he a certified arborist?
No,
he's
not. That's why he called the professional.
That's right, exactly. And I'm telling you, you cannot put this retaining wall in and cut half the. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. India, this has been so much fun.
Oh my gosh, really thank you for allowing me to share my journey with you and your audience, because I tell you, it's been a good journey. I don't know how I got here, but this ride's been good, girl.
It has been so good. And
it's been good.
The strength that I have now, and I'm sure you could probably relate to this, the strength that I have now came from the journey. Yeah. It really is. Yeah. So, I'm sure you would probably say the same thing. Once again, how can people get in contact with you?
You can reach me on the ISA-Arbor website, india.woodson@gmail.com. My company's name is Woodson Environmental Consulting.
Yes. Once again, guys, the beautiful, illustrious, powerful woman, certified arborist, India Woodson. Thank you guys for checking out our show. If you have any questions or if you have any comments about the show, call 1-888-349-DONNI. That's 1-888-349-DONI. Once again, thank you for checking us out. Have an amazing, wonderful rest of the week. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. Hi, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of my book, From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my story about taking my life from being an abject failure to building a fabulous life that I absolutely love. And I'm hoping that you'll take the time to check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
Get your copy of this inspiring book by Doni Jones, entitled From Failure to Fabulous, available now on Amazon and DoniJonesLive.com.